Hey, what's good, YouTube Nation? This is Ms.Story, back with another video. And today I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now. And before I get started, I just wanted to reveal something about myself, reveal a little clue about me. And that is that I live in the hood, like the hood, the real hood. Like drug addicts, prostitutes, homeless people, drug dealers, the whole nine, plus one, okay? And I've actually grown up my whole life in the hood. So I've grown accustomed to seeing these type of things. So what I wanted to talk about today, it's actually a question that I wanted to ask all of you guys. Is it just me, or is there a lot of crazy people walking around in the streets nowadays? Now, I don't know if in the suburban areas or in the areas where predominantly rich people live and Caucasian people live, if they witness these type of things, but where I live, there's a lot of crazy people walking around, and I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Like I said, I've grown up in the hood my whole life, so I'm used to seeing certain things. Now, I don't think that there's a crazy big drug epidemic like there was in the 70s and 80s. Although I know there's drugs still out there. I know especially the youth has been dealing with addictions with narcotics such as, Percocets, Vicodin, Oxycontins, Tylenol 3s, and all that stuff. But I don't see drugs out there like the way I did growing up. Okay. Now with that being said, I know crazy comes in all levels. Let me not say crazy. I know there's mentally ill people out there, and there's people with psychological issues. For example, I know a few people with schizophrenia, and you would never know because they're able to control it. They live normal lives. From what I know, schizophrenia comes from things that you've been through emotionally, traumatically, things that you experienced in your life, where you grew up, your atmosphere. It could be genetics. Like I said, I know a few people with schizophrenia, and you would never know because they know they've learned how to live with it and be a functioning member of society, and they know how to handle it, But these people that I'm talking about out there, these people are on a whole other level. Okay, these people, certain people can be dangerous, and still they're allowed to walk out there in the streets. Okay, I'll give you some examples. Okay, I'll give you first two examples that are not that bad, that are like on the low level of being crazy. There's this one guy who looks pretty young. He actually looks younger than me. Maybe in his early 20s. I don't want to give away my age too much, but he's young. Okay, I can tell that he's young. And I think he lives alone because I see him coming in and out of his residence alone. He doesn't seem dangerous, but he does have episodes where I have caught him in the streets talking to himself. And I guess he has an issue with religion and God, because the times that I've caught him talking to himself or talking to I don't know who, those times he's been talking about God. Like, for instance, one time I caught him saying, just walking down the street, just saying to himself, I can't believe you sold your soul. I can't believe you sold your soul. And, you know, saying stuff like that. That's not normal, you know. Like I said, I don't think he's dangerous, but he does talk to himself, which is kind of concerning. But anyway, there's another example of a guy that I know, that I actually was friends with, who some people say he's not crazy, but to me he's gotten a little bit crazy. And the reason why I say this is, once again, I think maybe religion had something to do with it, although I don't want to blame it on religion. But this guy, he used to be God body before. And if those of you who don't know what a God body is, look it up, okay? He used to be a God body before, and then he turned Christian. And then he got into the Bible so much that he started just coming out with these weird interpretations of, it was like a mixture of Christianity and being an Israelite. And it was some weird interpretation there. And I guess he was looking into the Bible so much and trying to find things in the Bible so much that he started confusing his own self. And so now, almost every day, he goes to the corner right there across the street from my house, and he preaches, I don't know what. He preaches anti-Jesus. Everything that he preaches is like totally against Jesus. Totally against Jesus. He's not telling everyone to repent for their sins and go to God. He's not even saying, oh, Jesus isn't the Son of God, you know, repent. Whatever the case, he's not trying to draw people towards God. He's just straight up and down just bad mouthing Jesus all day long. All day long he's bad mouthing Jesus. And it's just crazy to me that now that he's anti-Jesus, every day, almost every day, he goes to that corner and he speaks into a loudspeaker, like I don't know how to call it, like one of those loudspeakers. You know, you speak through it and it you know, amplifies everything. And he's just bad mouthing Jesus all day long. And to me, that's not normal. That's not normal. And it's actually pretty dangerous for him, because some, you know, fanatic, some, you know, person can get highly offended and want to hurt him in some way or form, you know. So to me, that's a little bit off, you know, a little bit crazy that you're putting yourself out there, putting yourself at risk like that. Those to me are like lower levels of crazy. I also have experienced high levels of crazy. High levels. Now, there's this one lady who either she's super crazy or she is, well, I don't even know what to call her, because what she does is, she hasn't been doing it lately because it's cold outside. But I'm sure even when it gets colder, she's probably just going to throw on a coat and be out there, because that's what she used to do before. But what she'll do is she'll sit out there on the street, on the sidewalk. She'll pee on herself, okay? She'll get super drunk. She'll start screaming to the sky at God, like blaming God for her life, and screaming at everybody that passes by and asking everybody for dollars, okay? And I say dollars because one time I tried to give her change and she didn't want it. She wanted dollars. She actually refused the change and asked me to give her $1. And I was like, hell no. Give me back my change. The crazy part is that, okay, fine if you're a homeless person, which I know that she's not, because I've seen that she has family and stuff like that actually try to help her. They give her food. She has friends, that people that go out there and try to talk to her and tell her to go home and stuff like that. I've heard people tell her to go home. So I know that she's not homeless. But fine if she gets drunk to the point where she pees on herself and she sleeps in the street and she's screaming at the sky and screaming at people passing by, fine. The crazy part is that I've actually seen people like from medical facilities. I'm pretty sure they're from mental facilities. The ambulance come and try to take her away, and she'll totally switch up and act like she's normal and speak at a normal tone, speak clearly, and look totally normal. And then as soon as those people leave her alone, she's back to her crazy ways. Now, to me, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, once again, I don't think that she's dangerous. I really don't. But she could be a danger to herself. Because you're out there in the streets, you're drunk, you don't know who can do what to you. You're putting your health at risk by sleeping in the streets, on the floor, okay, peeing on yourself. And and I just feel sorry for her, because I know no sane person would do that. These other two examples that I'm going to give are, to me, high levels. Well, 3 examples. High levels of crazy. Okay. The first example is, not too long ago, this guy, and he continues to do it, he just hasn't done it for a while. This guy who stands out on the sidewalk in the streets, he literally harasses and hounds people for money. I'm sorry about the police or the ambulance or whatever that is passing by, the sirens. But like I said, I live in the hood. Anyways, he'll literally stand there and he picks certain spots. And he'll literally stand there and harass people for money. And not just ask people for money, like, he makes you feel like he's gonna follow you, like, miss, like, with a desperation and with like an aggressiveness that makes you feel unsafe and kind of scared, really. And the crazy part is that I heard and I know that this guy is not homeless. He lives with his family, and his family supposedly takes care of him. They give him money, they clothe him or whatever, and he still chooses to go outside and beg for, once again, I'm gonna say it, dollars, because you try to give him change, he's another one that doesn't want change. He'll ask for $1. Okay? And that's the thing. These people out here, they're bold too. They're crazy and bold, asking for dollars. They don't want change anymore, they want dollars. And it made me feel so unsafe, to the point where I had to tell someone close to me to tell his family something, because I felt like every day he saw me, and every day he would hound me for $1 or for money. And I felt like maybe one day he was gonna follow me and try to do something to me. That's how I felt. That's how aggressive he would be when he would ask you for money, you know. And it's crazy that, you know, that a person has to feel that way, feel scared and feel unsafe in her own neighborhood, you know. And I haven't seen him out there for a while, but I know he'll be out there soon. I just know it. And let me tell you, even after I told the person that I told and that person went to his family, he still continued to do it. He still continued to do it. So, you know, you can't reason with crazy people. You just can't reason with crazy people. It's sad. You know, it's sad because somebody could get really upset and harm him and do something bad to him. And he won't even understand why, you know? Or what if one day he gets really upset or annoyed at someone, like I thought maybe, you know, he would get upset with me one day, and you know, what if it just overtakes him, and then he decides to do something about it, you know, and he goes after somebody. So it's not only a danger to society, but it's also a danger to them, to these people. Another example is, not too long ago, I was going somewhere and I was a block away from my destination, and I see this pretty young guy. Once again, he had to be younger than me, and he was walking towards me, and he says, "Wow, baby, oh my God, you make me want to have sex." And my ears just perked up and my eyes opened up, and I was like, "What?" And I just kept on walking fast. And then once he got behind me, he said, "Oh my effing God. Oh my God, baby, 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 baby," and started calling me like he wanted me to turn back, or if like he was going to chase me down or something. I started walking so fast that I was practically running towards my destination, and I was just praying to God, please, please, do not let this guy follow me, please. I felt like he was like a sexual predator, a potential rapist, and God forgive me if I'm over exaggerating, but I felt really, really unsafe and really uncomfortable, really, really uncomfortable. So that's another example. The last example that I'm going to tell you guys about is the worst, because this was an area where there's not only a mental facility, there's a drug program, there's a hospital, and there's all different types of clinics. And there's this homeless guy, which I've witnessed him more than one time. And what he does is he'll wait for the light to be green to walk into the middle of the street to do I don't know what, to get to, I think he's trying to kill himself, I think he's trying to create an accident. He'll do all these weird movements with his hands, like this and like that, and like I don't know what he's trying to get the cars to do, but he won't cross the street and he won't get in the middle of the street when there's a red light. He purposely waits for there to be a green light, which is bananas to me. Bananas. Because not only can he get killed, but he can get so many other people killed trying to avoid hitting him. And I just don't understand this being an area where there's so many clinics and a hospital and all this. It's mind-boggling. I really can't understand it, and I really don't know what to say about it. You know, who do we blame it on? Do we blame the government? Do we blame our president, Donald Trump? I mean, we all know that Donald Trump doesn't care about the hood. He doesn't care about minorities. He doesn't care about blacks and Hispanics. We know that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to touch up on this topic because it's something that's been on my mind for a while. And I might be a little crazy myself. All this might be driving me a little crazy. But I wanted to know if it was me or not. And if it's not me, then what's going on in the world? Give me your opinions. Comment and let me know what you think. Okay, guys? So until the next video, I'm a mystery, but so is life, and all will be clear in the fullness of time. Bye. I feel so bad for her.